We're now at the closing session, and I would like to kindly invite to the stage Mr. Kabalisa Rene, Senior Principal in charge of ICT Private Sector Development.
Good evening. CEO, Chair of Afrinic, Vice President of ICANN, CEOs of WACREN, Untunet, and ASREN, Head of Information Society, Director of Planning, Knowledge Society and in UNESCO, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very happy to be here. And my name is Rene, as they said. I'm the Director General in the Ministry of ICT. I'm here representing the Minister who couldn't attend the closing ceremony because of conflicting agendas. As you know, there are so many events going on in Kigali. When they told me to come here, I was like, okay, I Googled, and most of the newspapers and social medias are talking about this dialogue. I was like, wow. I was talking with Dr. Bekele. I was like, why is all the social medias and everybody talking about this dialogue? I have heard that you had two wonderful 2 days meeting, and I have heard that more than 150 participants from more than 24 countries of Africa and 7 outside Africa. Is so amazing. J'ai vu des gens qui viennent de l'Afrique.
I've seen people from West Africa. So you're here, right?
Okay, I have heard that it went well, and I wanted to thank the people who made long trips from all over the world coming to ISOC dialogue. And I have heard that you also discussed about the use of internet in education. We have had a lot of things happening in Rwanda in the last few years, and the use of internet has been one of the main goals in Rwanda, in all over the country. As you might know, we have 4G and the backbone fiber optics all over the country. And last week we also had MOU with some people who are going to connect more than 1 million households and offices. About education in Rwanda, like today in the morning, I was opening one of the innovation hubs in Kigali College of Education. We have so many education hubs in Kigali, and those innovation hubs will host young and talented Rwandese, and they will turn their ideas into businesses. It is happening and it started happening. For record, one of the young innovators who came from that innovation hubs had an app and it turned into business, and one of the biggest Japanese companies bought that app for more than a lot of money, millions of dollars. Talking about education again in Rwanda, we start from the bottom. We start with kids. We had this program called One Laptop Per Child, whereby we dispatch laptops to secondary schools and primary schools. And we have laptops that are made in Rwanda, and we dispatch all those laptops to students from primary school and nursery schools. We had smart classrooms. We have REB, Rwanda Education Board, that is having contents. You can find them online. So these are some of the policies and the things we have done in education. that will, of course, impact all other sectors. We have a lot of things. We have the e-commerce. I have heard in the wrap-up sessions that you talk about the e-commerce. We have the Rwanda Online that is having more than 150 services. If I want a land title, I don't need to go to the district to get that paper. I just order online, I pay online, then I get my land title. So these are all the processes and innovations and all the other things that we are doing in Rwanda. The ministry is very happy to host you, and I'm very happy that ISOC chose Rwanda to host this very successful dialogue, and I hope to see you again. And you might stay because we have a lot of meetings. I hope to see you tomorrow in the Transform Africa, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kabalisa. And I would like to call on our Senior Director of Global Engagement, the Internet Society, Ms. Joyce Dogniez, to come here and give us her closing speech. Thank you. Sorry, I need to do some technical assistance before I can... This one? Just plug? There we go. So I'm going to unplug for 1 second. It's been a pleasure to have you here for the past 2 days, and it's been very interesting. I think the fact that we actually sat and talked and listened and learned from each other was very enriching. At least I speak from my own perspective. I hope you all shared the same feeling. As I mentioned in my opening discussion, is that I think we confirm that connectivity for the sake of connectivity is not the only thing. I think we confirm that connectivity needs to be for something. We had extensive presentations and discussions about internet for education, internet for e-commerce, internet for business, for digital economy. And I think we also all confirm that one organization by itself cannot make things happen. And I'm very pleased that we had the opportunity, and I had the opportunity to receive some feedback from some of you last night who said that it was, in some cases, the first time that they had a variety of actors sitting around one table talking about the same issue. Having people from government, having people from private sector, having people from civil society, and all having a conversation to see what the next big thing could be. Now, I'm not going to do a wrap-up of a wrap-up of a wrap-up. I think we're there. The other thing I mentioned yesterday was that we're all here because we care about the internet. We wouldn't be here. But we are all here because we care about people and the people that use the internet. So I wanted to take the opportunity here in my closing remarks to talk a little bit more about the people. So I'm going to take you on a little journey of some projects that our community has been doing or has done or is doing in some cases, and I'm going to show to you that each one of you in this room make a difference. And I'm going to not be able to highlight all of you and all of your work, because I'm sure you all do amazing things. I just had to choose the ones I had pictures of, right? So that was the limitation. So this is guess who? Are you sitting on the front row? Tato, come on. So this is Tato Mfikwe, and Soweto Wireless User Group. This young man here is CEO of the organization.
is running the organization. Please sit down if you want to. I don't want to. I just want people to recognize you. They actually built internet infrastructure, and that they actually brought it to service locations in Soweto. They connected over 1,000 people, right, more or less. 10 local businesses, a bit more even me now, probably. Going? Oh, please, yeah.
Thanks. What we've done, we've set up infrastructure in Soweto. The main goal is to create public hotspots for the communities to connect in public spaces. So in order to sustain the network, we've connected businesses and households. So we're just continuing to grow the network, and currently we've got 1 main high site and 3 additional remote high sites.
Thank you, Tasso. So I'm going to continue showing some pictures. So this is some of the work they've been doing. They've also obviously connected the place, but also trained some people. This is another project in South Africa, which is a Zenzeleni community network. And also from South Africa, Internet Society South Africa Gauteng chapter, where they basically are still building the community network to connect some of the villages in Mankosi, in the Eastern Cape. I'm going to move on. There's another gentleman. Where are you hiding? Simba, where are you? There you are. Simba is, together with Solomon Kembo, is with Internet Society Zimbabwe chapter. They established an IoT makerspace. And what they did is that in selected Zimbabwean schools, they really wanted to inspire and equip the local students with IoT skills and resources. And so the pilot project started at St. Peter's Mbara High School in the suburb of Harare with 20 enthusiastic pupils. And I don't have the latest picture, but they just graduated from their very first cycle, right? I saw that they all were jumping up and down with their diplomas, so congratulations for all the work you're doing. We're moving to the west now. We're moving to Senegal, where we have Bamba, sitting next to Alex Corentin, who some of you may know as well. And they were on their way to, I'm going to mispronounce the name, I'm sure, Tieyetu, right?
Tieyetu.
See, I know it. Thank you. And it's a village in the northwest of Senegal, which is about 27 kilometers from the closest town. And they have about 230 students that go to primary school there. They have, in many cases, never been on the internet, never used the internet, and so they are now actually connecting, and they have connected already one of the schools, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is this picture, or at least one of them. So they are continuing the work there as well to train some of the teachers on how to use the internet and how to work with the students in the classrooms. Moving to. Don't hide. Where is she? Where is she? Lilian. So Lilian Nalwoga from the Uganda chapter. They're currently working on. They've done some other projects in the past on for children as well, digital literacy program for children. But they're currently working on a Wikipedia program. So where's Hi, there you are. And they work together with some of the people from the Red Cross as well. So they are generating about 300 translated articles on Wikipedia and translating it to Luganda. It's still ongoing, so you'll hear more about this soon. And then I wanted to leave you with not only pictures, but also some voices. And I wanted, since we talked about education and what it means for the next generation, looking into the future, what the internet can mean for kids, I just wanted to share this 1 minute. There's no sound. No help. On va le... Je vais refaire. Non, ça ça ne montre pas.
Il faut faire la projection.
These are just some of the kids that you guys in this case really make a difference to. So these are the kids that through the internet will have a different future. These are the kids that hopefully will be able to sit in these kind of rooms at some point, but they will have different discussions. They will have discussions about another future again. As I said, I think the big decision that we needed to make here these 2 days and in the next coming days, probably at Transform Africa and other meetings, is which kind of internet do we want? Do we want the internet for some of us or for all of us? I think we all in this room agree that we really want it for all of us, including those kids. So thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure to meet all of you, to meet some of you again, and to have very meaningful discussions, and I'm looking forward to continuing them. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. Now I'd like to call upon the Director of the African Regional Bureau of the Internet Society, Dr. Dawit Bekele, to come and give us his closing speech. Thank you.
We are at the end of our meeting. I'm sure you're happy for this achievement. So you only have to be patient for a few minutes and then we'll be done. And I assure you that I don't have a very long presentation. It will be just to summarize our achievement in the last 2 days. So I will start with giving you a few information about our meeting. We had 161 participants who came to this meeting. It doesn't mean that everybody it here from beginning to the end, but that is much higher than what we expected. It was, as you know, everybody had to have an invitation. It was not an open meeting, and our target was 50, so it was much higher. So to be gender sensitive, I have to mention that we didn't have as many women as we would have wished, because we had only 29 compared to 132 men. So we have to change that for the next one. The local participants, 68. So it showed that we have quite a large number of international participants. The countries represented, we had 24 African countries. Let me know if your country does not appear here. From outside Africa, we had 7 countries represented. Very interestingly, we had quite a large number of participants online. We had more than 1,266 people following this meeting remotely. So these are unique views. As you have heard from the director of ICT of the ministry, there was a lot of press coverage. We had 48 journalists who came here. In the morning yesterday, we thought we had an invasion because there were so many of them. So that was a great success, and they reported about it extensively, and our presence on social media was also considerable. And we had also 20 organizations represented. And I'm probably not, I think this is underestimated, because some people may have not indicated their organization. I'm not going to go into another wrap-up, but my very quick summary of the meeting, I heard that we can't reach the SDG goals. In fact, it's not only education, but all the SDG goals, if we attack the problem the old way. It was interesting to hear from the director of UNESCO that even at the fastest development rate in the world, almost all countries will not reach their goals by the end of the century, let alone by 2030. So we are obliged to find transformative solutions if we are really serious about our SDG goals. And we have also heard that the internet can bring transformative changes in almost all SDGs. And we have heard that there are real opportunities. I remember a few years back, we were talking about, internet applications in Africa as, science fiction, as something that might happen someday. Today, it's no more that the case. We see that there are startups that have been able to generate millions of users that have, capitals of, $100 million or something, which is considerable. So it is real, but it is not guaranteed that it's going to be an easy walk. We have seen in some countries that things are rough, that expectations are not met, that companies are closing. And that from ILO we heard that even though there are good things about the internet, there are bad things that might come. And the difference from the rest of the world is that we know it in advance. We had to experience it to know some of the bad consequences. We know it, we don't have to go through that. We can anticipate and prepare for those things. And being part of the internet economy, Mokhtar said, is a question of life and death. So it's not something that we say, well, okay, it's good. We can do that or we cannot do that. All our economies will depend on that. We will have, and Michael also told us, when we call about internet economy, it's not just that internet sector. It's the whole economy. So we have really to adopt it. We don't have an option. And African countries might meet this revolution unless they have a vision, a strategy, and implement their strategies. And I would like to finish by saying that, to finish my summary, and then I have a few more slides, by saying that Rwanda showed us that with a great vision, a good strategy, and a good implementation, we can do things that nobody would imagine. I would repeat it again. A few years back, when Rwanda had that vision, everybody was laughing. Everybody was saying, well, this small country in East Africa is trying to do that. Today, nobody is laughing. So I hope that we take this lesson. We see that no vision is too much as long as we work towards it. So I hope that we will leave this room and have visions. We work for a strategy and for its implementation. Before finishing, I would like to thank many organizations, with the risk of forgetting some that I did yesterday. So first of all, I would like to thank, of course, the Ministry of ICT in Rwanda, and more especially the minister who has been with us yesterday, but all along this journey. UNESCO, UNECA, African Union Commission, AFREN, WACREN, UbuntuNet, ATHREN, Afrinic, ICANN, ECOWAS Commissioner. I would like to thank him especially because he has been here all the time, and I know that he had a very busy schedule. Many representatives from African universities, I'm not going to mention in order not to forget some, but we are really honored by their presence. And of course the speakers and the moderator who have spent a lot of time in preparing their presentations, and I'm sure you agree with me that we had very interesting presentations that really mattered a lot. And of course the participants. And unlike many other meetings, I don't think you can say that you have been just listening. Every single person has given his input or her input. The roundtable discussions were very lively, and very quickly you adopted the format. We were afraid that you wouldn't be able to sync to that model very quickly, but you are very quick. So I think everybody here participated to the success of this meeting. I would like also to thank some of my colleagues and our advisors. First, Alice from the ISOC board, the ISOC staff who have been working relentlessly for several months. I would like to highlight Marsema. She was the woman behind the logistics, and when I say logistics, it requires you to get up at midnight and do a lot of things. And we don't have a big logistics department. Logistics is Marsema, and that is a big achievement. Bethel, who is in charge of communications, who brought Kevin, who was silently doing all the streaming, etc., and who brought the 1,200 participants in this room. Victor, who is in charge of the chapter, maybe you can get up and we can go quickly. Tuki, Al, and of course Joyce, Constance, who had left now unfortunately, and Ted at the back. And of course I have to thank our consultants, Lishan at the back, who wrote who did the paper, the research on internet and education in Africa that we have launched. And I am sure you will agree with me, and I hope that each and every of you will take a copy of the report, and if you don't, you read it online. It's a very good report that I'm sure you'll appreciate. And it was a very good input for this meeting, so thank you. Michael, who is working on the internet economy report, and who is also, I have seen the draft, so I can testify, a very good report that will come out in June, hopefully, and I think it was also a very good input for this meeting. So thank you, Michael. So we had also a photographer you have seen everywhere, Nayani, who is not here right now. And Astrida is our rapporteur. Is she around? Yes. Thank you, Astrida. And we will make sure that we take this report. We will work with Verengai on a very nice report, and we will make sure that you have it. So make sure that you have your email address with us. As you might know, we have invited some chapter representatives here, and I will mention some, their countries: Rwanda, Togo, Cameroon, Chad, Gambia, Senegal, Uganda, South Africa, Mali, Zimbabwe, Burkina Faso, and Kenya. I would like to ask them to rise. Ghana, I did. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I forgot Ghana, but it is there. And of course, we need people outside the organization to help us as well. So I would like to recognize the interpreters. It is important that we can communicate across languages, and this wouldn't have been possible without the interpreters. So a big thank you to the interpreters. And of course the hotel, I'm sure you agree with me that it was a very nice hotel, very good food, and I don't know, Marsema will tell them that we are very happy. And finally, we had also other photographers from other than Nayani, so thank you also for all the photographers here. I hope that I didn't forget anyone. Marsema Betel, did I forget anyone? Okay, I hope I'm right this time. Thank you very much. To leave you, I will show you a few pictures that show how we have passed these 2 days. So there were serious sessions like this one. The lounge with the minister, less serious this time. And then you have been working very hard, as you can see here and here. And here you are enjoying while working. You were very attentive, but you had some easy time as well. And then finally, we were all together in a team. So thank you very much.